Did you know that the internet was first developed with military use in mind? It is real. The Humvee and cell phones were both obsolete. In truth, many of the most significant technological advances in civilization have been transferred from their original military application to civilian use. Additionally, there is no limit to the imagination and innovation when it comes to military technology, particularly weapons. In truth, many of the military's current weapons under development or in service seem straight out of science fiction. Despite how absurd they may seem, these technologies and weaponry have been developed and are currently being prepared for use in conflict areas all over the world. Before we reveal them, subscribe to our channel. Let's start. Number 10. PHASR. The Personnel Halting and Stimulation Response Rifle, PHASR, created by the U.S. Department of Defense, is a non-lethal weapon intended to confuse and shock attackers rather than kill them. The PHASR is a light-based weapon that can be used by both American law enforcement, police, and troops. The weapon's laser beams are directed to momentarily blind adversaries. People who look at the laser lights, which have alternating wavelengths, become disoriented and are unable to even stand up or fight. The good news is that there is no long-term vision damage caused by the laser light employed in this weapon. Number 9. Golf Ball Grenade. The V-40 fragmentation grenade, which is no longer in use but was used by the American military from the 1960s through the mid-1980s, stood out for its small size. It was no bigger than a golf ball. As a matter of fact, troops used to call it a mini-frag. The grenade was 1.5 inches in diameter and 2.5 inches high. The V-40 utilized a safety pin and lever precisely like a regular-sized grenade, in spite of its small size. It also had a lethal punch. The golf ball grenade was deemed harmful up to 300 meters from its point of impact and fatal up to a 5-meter radius. However, due to the weapon's small size making it risky for soldiers to operate, it was finally discontinued. The little frags were challenging to handle and prone to going off without warning because of the short fuse duration and small pins. Number 8. The Corner Shot Rifle and Grenade Launcher. The ability to sight and fire weapons around corners has long been one of the main issues soldiers face in combat. This is particularly challenging in modern combat because urban environments are used frequently. However, Indian soldiers are now equipped with a weapon that allows them to see and fire around corners. The weapon, known as the Corner Shot, is available in 2 configurations, a semi-automatic pistol and a grenade launcher. The handle and trigger stay stable and motionless, while the barrel of the weapon can pivot to the left or right thanks to a hinge in the middle of the device. Additionally, the weapon has a camera attached so that soldiers can see what they are shooting at from a distance. The Corner Shot has gained such widespread acceptance that it is now used by militaries and law enforcement organizations in 15 nations. Number 7. The Active Denial System. The Active Denial System, another non-lethal weapon designed to help disperse crowds, emits an electromagnetic beam that is undetectable to the naked eye but causes people's skin to burn, causing them to flee. The Active Denial System, also known as the goodbye effect or heat ray by scientists, can heat water molecules on a person's skin to 55 degrees Celsius from a distance of half a kilometer away. The Active Denial System, which some consider to be a sort of torture and is controversial in some quarters, has been incredibly successful. Security professionals anticipate that in the future, the technology will be utilized in conjunction with other non-lethal crowd control tools like tear gas, water cannons, and rubber bullets. Number 6. Digital Revolver. The Armatix Digital Revolver seems like it belongs in a science fiction film, and a recent James Bond movie included a scene with one. The operator of this future pistol must also be wearing a specialized wristwatch that transmits the unlock signal in order to disable the digital safety mechanism. Only after the user unlocks the wristwatch with their fingerprint does it become operational. This means that the pistol can only be shot by the owner, preventing potential thieves from using the weapon. Additionally, it means that the owner of the revolver cannot be attacked with it. This strategy, according to many gun experts, is the way of the future and a fantastic technique to ensure gun safety. It will be interesting to observe how frequently this digital revolver is utilized. Number 5. The railgun. In 1994, the Armament Research and Development Establishment of India's DRDO created a railgun with a 240 Ka low inductance capacitor bank that could fire projectiles up to 3.5 grams at speeds up to 2,000 meters per second, 4,500 miles per hour, 7,200 kilometers/a, 6,600 feet per second, with a 5 kV power source. You could question, what could such a weapon possibly be used for? The Navy intends to employ it as anti-aircraft and anti-missile artillery, as well as to defend warships. However, the railgun is so strong that it has the ability to send a spacecraft into orbit as well. And from a distance, the railgun may fire on an entire battlefield. Fun fact: the DeLorean time machine in the film Back to the Future was fueled by a component known as a flux capacitor, which powers the railgun internally. A case of science and fiction colliding. Number 4. Quantum stealth. Do you recall the movie Predator? Do you recall how the Predator was able to blend in with the surrounding jungle using invisible stealth technology, making his movements appear to be those of the forest itself? The US military is currently in the advanced phases of developing that technology. With a technique known as quantum stealth, persons can be hidden by bending light around them. People and objects practically become invisible to the naked eye as a result. The pictures of quantum stealth that are available online are quite bizarre. The invisible cloaks made possible by quantum stealth technology are intended to allow soldiers to sneak into enemy territory undetected, conduct surprise attacks, and execute assassinations. Sounds rather far-fetched. However, this technology is actual, and the future is now. Number 3. The Hyper-Enabled Operator. The U.S. Special Operations Command has created a Hyper-Enabled Operator, HEO, which replaces the prior Tactical Assault Light Operator Suit, TALOS, for soldiers to wear during action, with the assistance of various colleges and high-tech businesses. Soldiers wear it effectively as a robotic exoskeleton when engaged in warfare. It helps soldiers to keep an eye on their vital signs, survive gunfire and bullets, and see in the dark. The Iron Man suit moniker was given to the project by the Pentagon. According to some accounts, the upcoming fighting suit would be constructed of liquid metal that can instantly solidify into an impenetrable suit. The soldier's strength should be increased, and the suit should be able to do everything but fly. A first iteration of the suit is anticipated to be operational with American soldiers in 2018. Number 2. Sentient unmanned vehicles. The U.S. military is already testing sentient autonomous vehicles that actually think like their human designers, taking a page out of the Terminator. Unmanned aerial vehicles, or drones as they are more commonly referred to, have become more prevalent in the military over the past 20 years, including unmanned aircraft, underwater mini-submarines, bomb disposal vehicles, and surveillance robots. But up until now, the majority of these unmanned aircraft, including helicopters and planes, have been flown by a soldier or technician stationed at a safe distance from danger. These unmanned vehicles are now being developed so they can think and function independently without a human being's helping hand. In fact, military experts are currently pushing artificial intelligence to its limits, and the implications are that we may soon have robots and autonomous military vehicles that can decide for themselves whether to live or die. While military strategists believe this is done to protect soldiers in battle, some argue that it amounts to giving machines the go-ahead to commit murder. Number 1. Bat bombs. The United States experimented with developing bat bombs as a weapon during World War II. The device was made up of over 1,000 compartments in a bomb-shaped case, each housing a Mexican free-tailed bat in hibernation with a tiny, timed incendiary explosive attached. When the casings were dropped from a bomber at dawn, a parachute would open in mid-flight and release the bats, who would then disperse and roost in eaves and attics within a 20 to 40-mile range. The timer-controlled incendiaries would then ignite and start flames in inaccessible areas of the Japanese cities that were the weapon's original target, which were primarily made of wood and paper constructions. In August 1943, under the cover name Project X-Ray, the U.S. Navy assumed command. This is it for today's video. Hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon for latest updates. Thanks for watching.